Every single day, millions of households throw away a literal goldmine of plant medicine directly into their kitchen trash cans, while turning around to spend their hard-earned money on chemical sprays that strip the soil of its natural life. You have probably been told that keeping a garden lush, vibrant, and entirely pest-free requires expensive, brightly colored bottles from the commercial garden center. But that is one of the biggest myths in modern agriculture. The truth is that the ultimate secrets to a thriving, abundant garden are not locked away in a laboratory. They are sitting right now in your kitchen pantry, tucked behind your baking supplies, or resting in the ashes of your fireplace. When you learn how to look at ordinary household staples like vinegar, baking soda, and wood ash through the eyes of nature, you unlock a world of cost-effective, high-performing remedies that cost next to nothing but deliver spectacular results. Whether you are trying to rescue a single struggling potted plant on your windowsill, protect a flourishing backyard veggie patch, or safeguard acres of crops, the natural answers you need are already within your reach. It warms my heart to welcome you into this shared space where we can rediscover these timeless, gentle ways of working with the earth together. If you want to keep learning how to nurture your soil and grow your plants using simple, chemical-free methods that protect your family and your wallet, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and become a true part of this journey. While you are doing that, I would absolutely love for you to drop a comment down below and share your location with us. Whether that is the specific city, cozy village, farming district, or country you are calling home. We are so incredibly fortunate to have a beautiful, global community of plant lovers, backyard growers, and dedicated farmers tuning in from every corner of the world, and knowing exactly where you are watching from helps me understand the unique climates and soils where our community is putting down roots. It is always a wonderful moment to look through the comments and realize that someone tending a small balcony container across the ocean is sharing the exact same passion and lifestyle goals as a farmer managing a large plot of land right down the road. Let us dive right into one of the most powerful, misunderstood heroes sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, which is ordinary white distilled vinegar. Most people view vinegar strictly as a cooking ingredient or a window cleaner, but it is actually a phenomenal tool for balancing soil health and managing stubborn weeds without introducing toxic chemicals to your property. If you have ever noticed your beautiful gardenias, blueberries, or hydrangeas looking a bit pale and sickly, with their leaves turning a fragile yellow while the veins stay green, your soil might be a bit too alkaline for their liking. Acid-loving plants crave a lower pH to help them absorb iron and other essential nutrients from the earth, and that is exactly where vinegar comes to the rescue. The basic science here is incredibly elegant, because the acetic acid in the vinegar gently lowers the pH of the soil immediately around the plant roots, unlocking trapped nutrients and allowing the plant to drink them in deeply. To prepare a gentle soil drench, you simply take 1 tablespoon of standard 5% white vinegar and mix it thoroughly into 1 gallon of clean, settled water. If you are a home gardener caring for a few pots or a small raised bed, you can use a simple watering can to pour this mixture directly onto the soil at the base of your acid-loving plants, making sure not to splash the leaves directly. For our small and medium-scale farmers who might be dealing with an entire row of berries or sensitive crops, this same ratio can be scaled up easily into a large backpack sprayer or an irrigation tank to treat a wider area cost-effectively. You only want to apply this nourishing drench about once every 3 to 4 weeks, and the absolute best time to do it is early in the morning when the soil is already damp, allowing the roots to absorb the acidified water gently before the heat of the day sets in. But here is where it gets really interesting, because that very same bottle of white vinegar can completely transform how you manage unwanted weeds pushing through your gravel pathways or driveway cracks. When used at full strength on a blistering hot afternoon, vinegar acts as a natural contact herbicide by drawing the moisture straight out of the weed's foliage, causing it to wither and die within a matter of hours. For this heavy-duty application, you do not want to dilute the vinegar with water at all. Instead, pour a quart of white vinegar into a spray bottle and mix in a single teaspoon of liquid dish soap, which acts as a surfactant to help the vinegar stick to the slick surfaces of the leaves. Home gardeners can use a small hand pump sprayer to precisely target the weeds popping up between patio pavers, while farmers can utilize a larger localized sprayer to clear out fence lines and ditch banks without contaminating the surrounding environment with persistent synthetic chemicals. You should apply this on a perfectly calm, bright, sunny day right around noon when the sun is at its peak, ensuring that the spray hits only the targeted weeds, as it will affect any green plant it touches. You will see those pesky weeds turn brown and crisp by evening, and you can repeat the process whenever new weed seeds sprout throughout the growing season. Your grandmother probably knew this next one, but somehow it got forgotten along the way, as commercial products flooded the market, and that is the magic of ordinary baking soda for preventing fungal diseases. Fungal spores are a constant shadow in the garden, waiting for the right humidity to blanket your beautiful green leaves with powdery mildew, black spot, or rust, leaving them looking dusty and spent. Baking soda, which you can easily find in your baking drawer or refrigerator, works beautifully because it is highly alkaline, and when you apply it to the surface of a leaf, it alters the pH level so dramatically that fungal spores simply cannot germinate or take hold. To create a potent but safe antifungal spray, dissolve 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of horticultural oil or mild liquid soap into 1 gallon of water, shaking the container vigorously to ensure the powder is fully integrated. If you are tending a kitchen garden, a standard hand sprayer is perfect for coating the tops and bottoms of your tomato, cucumber, or rose leaves until they are glistening wet. For a larger farming operation, this mix can be prepared in 50-gallon drums and applied using a tractor-mounted boom sprayer to protect vast fields of susceptible crops before the rainy season hits. For maximum protection, spray your plants once every 10 to 14 days as a preventative measure, or right after a heavy rainstorm when humidity spikes, always making sure to apply it during the cool, dim hours of the late evening so the sun does not burn the treated foliage. Most people throw this away without realizing what it can do. But if you have a wood-burning stove, a backyard fire pit, or a fireplace, the cool wood ash left behind is pure biological wealth for your soil. Instead of sweeping that gray dust into the trash, you should treat it as a premium, home-sourced fertilizer that is absolutely packed with potassium, calcium, and essential trace minerals that plants need to build strong cellular walls and heavy harvests. Wood ash acts very much like agricultural lime, neutralizing overly acidic soils and creating a beautifully balanced environment where beneficial soil microbes can thrive and break down organic matter. The preparation for this is completely effortless because the ash is already created for you. You just need to ensure it is completely cold and run it through a simple mesh sieve to remove any large chunks of unburnt charcoal. Home gardeners can lightly scatter a thin handful of this fine gray powder directly onto the soil around heavy-feeding plants like tomatoes, peppers, and broccoli, gently raking it into the top inch of earth before watering thoroughly. If you are a medium-scale farmer looking to improve a larger acreage, you can load the sieved wood ash into a traditional lime spreader and apply it evenly across your fields ahead of the spring tilling. Because wood ash is quite potent and can raise soil pH significantly, you only want to apply it once a year, preferably in the late autumn or early spring when the earth is resting, allowing the winter rains to melt the nutrients deep into the root zones. While you are working with that wood ash, you might be surprised to learn that it double tasks as an extraordinary physical barrier against soft-bodied pests like slugs and snails that love to chew ragged holes through your tender lettuce leaves overnight. The fine, powdery texture of dry wood ash acts as a natural desiccant, drawing moisture away from the slimy bodies of these nocturnal pests the moment they try to crawl over it, forcing them to turn back empty-handed. To use it this way, you do not mix it with anything at all. You simply take the dry, sifted ash and create a continuous, unbroken ring about 2 inches wide and 1 inch high around the base of your most vulnerable plants or around the perimeter of your garden beds. For small-scale backyard beds, you can easily pour this boundary line using an old tin can, while a farmer can walk down long crop rows, shaking the ash directly from a bucket to form a protective barrier along the entire planting line. This mechanical remedy should be applied in the early evening, right before the slugs come out to feed, and since water will wash the ash into the soil and neutralize its powdery texture, you will need to refresh the line after every rainfall or heavy overhead watering to keep your defenses strong. Now, let us move to a remedy that will completely change how you handle sap-sucking insects like aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies, using nothing more than a fresh bulb of garlic from your kitchen counter. These tiny pests can multiply with terrifying speed, draining the life force from your plants and leaving behind curled, sticky leaves that invite further disease into your garden. Garlic contains powerful sulfur compounds that act as a fierce natural repellent and an insecticidal agent, disrupting the feeding and breeding cycles of these pests while leaving a pungent aroma that keeps future invaders at bay. To make this intensely aromatic spray, crush 2 whole bulbs of garlic completely and steep them in a quart of boiling water for about 24 hours to extract all those volatile protective oils. Once the liquid has cooled and steeped, strain out the solid bits of garlic through a fine cheesecloth, pour the concentrated juice into a gallon container, fill the rest with water, and add a few drops of dish soap to help it stick. For the home gardener, a thorough misting of this garlic water over your infested houseplants or balcony veggies will quickly clear the air and send the bugs packing. Farmers can scale this up by processing bulk garlic rejects from local markets, creating massive batches of the concentrate to run through their commercial misting systems, to shield large greenhouses or open fields without chemical residues. You should spray this natural deterrent once a week at the first sign of pest activity, choosing the late afternoon when the beneficial pollinators like bees have finished their daily work, ensuring you protect your crops while keeping the good bugs safe. It is truly profound to realize how deeply connected our homes are to the health of our gardens when we choose to